sir, Dr. Michael Byrosa, Chairperson, Dr. Vasan Jende, sir, all of the dignitaries and the attendees present today. I am Prajwal Datta, fourth year law student of Manikchand Pade Law College, and I will be the anchor for the fourth day of online fitness awareness program. And the topic for today is changing trends in sports and physical education in daily life. Without further ado, I would like to request Dr. Sachin Deshmukh sir to welcome the speakers and the participants. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Prajwal. Today is day 4 of National Fitness Awareness Program organized by Manikchand Pade Law College. This is you of Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav. Today's key speaker, Dr. Mantu Boro from Dibrugarh University, Assam. Sir's topic is changing trends in sports and physical education in daily life. And today's chairperson, Dr. Vasan Jende from Pratishthan's College, Python. Welcome you, sir. I welcome Dr. C.M. Rao, sir, Vice Principal More, sir, IQSC Coordinator Kotapalle, madam, and all my dear friends, students, and teachers, those who are joining online this program. Thank you very much. Over to Prajwal.
Thank you, sir, for such warm welcome speech. Now, I would like to request Dr. Anju Singh ma'am to grace us with her introductory speech. To you, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, but your voice is a bit, ma'am.
I'm not able to start the video. Anyway. Respected resource person, Dr. Mantu Boro. Is it okay, Prajwal, right now?
Yes, ma'am,
Prajwal,
but
am
your
I
voice
audible?
is echoing. Yes, ma'am, but your voice is echoing.
आपकी mic बंद करो because it's coming echo आ रहा है. प्रज्वल, आपकी
Am I audible, Prajwal?
Speaker बंद
Yes,
करो.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can start.
Now I'm audible right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
A respected resource person, Dr. Mantu Boro, Chairperson, Dr. Vasan Zende, respected Principal, Dr. C.M. Rao, sir, Vice Principal, S.N. More, sir, IQSC Coordinator, Dr. Aparna Kottapalle, ma'am, our respected faculty members and dear students. Today, I feel very privileged to speak few words about our college, Marathwada Legal and General Education Society's Manikchand Pade Law College. It is one of the oldest law college situated in Marathwada region, which is affiliated to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. Our college is running LLB 3 years and BLLB 5 years course, along with LLM with 3 specializations and diploma courses. The college also runs free legal aid clinic to support poor and needy people. It is also having NSS unit, Moot Court Association, Research Club, through which various programs are organized throughout the year. There is also Department of Physical Education and Sports, and this department is doing a very wonderful job under the able guidance of Dr. Sachin Deshmukh sir. The students are participating in various sports at national and state levels. Moreover, this department is helping the students in improving their physical and mental health. Physical education is very important for all of us. We all know that it helps to reduce mental stress, anxiety, depression. It builds self-confidence and self-discipline. And to have more insight on the benefits of physical education, we are honored to have Dr. Mantu Boro from Assam, who will be guiding us on changing trends in sports and physical education in daily life. And his valuable guidance will definitely help us to understand the importance of physical education. Before taking your leave, I would like to thank and congratulate Dr. Sachin Deshmukh sir for organizing this 7 days online National Fitness Awareness Program to mark the celebration of 75 Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav. I thank the organizers for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Over to Prajwal.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a articulate introduction. Now, I would like to give a brief introduction of our respected resource person, Dr. Michael Byrosa. Sir is currently working as assistant professor and director in charge in Center for Studies in Physical Education and Sports in Dibrugarh University, situated in Dibrugarh, Assam. Sir achieved his PhD in physical education in the year of 2012 and is also AFC certified professional football coach from 2009. Sir has more than 10 years of experience in teaching physical education. Sir has several memberships, which include Associate Editor of International Journal of Physical Education, Sports, Health, Life, and Life Member of National Association for Physical Education and Sports. Sir is also the President of Dibrugarh District Wushu Association, Secretary of Association of Assam Football Coaches from May 2020, Vice President of Yoga Parjana Assam, DRC in Physical Education in Center for Studies in Physical Education and Sports. Sir has more than 40 publications under his name in diverse topics related to physical education. Sir has also been part of more than 15 seminars and workshops where he presented his papers in the domain of physical education. Sir has more than 15 years of experience in football coaching, and Sir has also represented SGB Amravati University in West Zone Inter University football tournament in the academic years of 2004, 5, 6, and 6, 7 respectively. In these years, Sir was captain of the team for 2 years. Sir was also recipient of cash incentive and an appreciation letter by NCC NER Directorate for outstanding contribution towards NCC and youth empowerment through various activities. His Excellency Professor Jagdish Mukhi presented the award in felicitation program held at Governor's Conference Hall on 22nd October 2021 and also received the award for DGNCC Commendation and Badge for Year 2021 for utmost sincerity, dedication, and exemplary performance in NCC. With such a vast experience and knowledge in the field and recipient of such honorable awards, I would like to request Dr. Manto Barosar to enlighten us with his extensive, deep, theoretical and practical knowledge in today's topic. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the organizing committee of this online National Fitness Awareness Program conducted by Manikchand Pahare Law College in context to Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav for giving me the opportunity to speak few words in this regards. Respected principal of the college, Dr. C.M. Rauser, respected director IQAC, coordinator IQAC, Dr. Aparna Patapale ma'am, uh, respected chairperson of today's session, Dr. Basant Zende, head department of physical education, and the coordinator, Dr. Sachin Desmukh, my friends, and my dear participant, dignitaries, and student participants. Thank you once again, and I'd like to proceed towards my topic today. Uh, the topic in which I am talking about is changing trends in sports and physical education in daily life. Actually, no one is stable. We all are changing day by day, and according to that, the need and importance also changing. So that's why I try to gather few informations from my personal experiences as well as the various literature available in the field of sports and physical educations and its impacts on our daily life. So I'll proceed. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir, you're perfectly audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I'd like to start with the quotations given by Mao Zedong, the Chinese leader, which spoke about physical education and sports. And you can get the informations how he is contributed to the evolution of the Chinese towards sports and physical educations. He stated that to be healthy is in the first position and to study is in the second. Be in good health, study well, and work well. In that sense, the health is wealth. That health is wealth, uh, because if we are healthy, then only we can be productive. So that's why we have to build ourselves to make keep us healthy and fit fit so that we can study well, we can gather and impart whatever we achieved. That's what actually it means. And another one quotations I just would like to highlight here, which is given by the Arsene Wenger. You know that this is 14 years plus. He has been the coach of Arsenal football team of England from 1996 to 2018. He stated that at a young age, winning is not the most important thing. The important thing is to develop creative and skilled players with good confidence. In the sense, the role of sports, physical education in sports towards the achievement of the, what is it, the aims. This is general aim of physical education, that is all-round development of the students or the individual. Uh, and though we are concentrating on the winning in a particular tournaments or any events, but this gentleman stated that we have this rather than the winning, we should try to develop the creative and skilled players or the skilled individuals with a good confidence, so that they can be the good potentiality to produce the quality outcomes. That means to be good, to be productive in our life, we have to achieve whatever the creativity, intelligence, skill. It should be uh, developed right from the childhood to the elite. So here, commonly, I just would like, I will not discuss these things, as you all of you know that the physical education is the education which is imparted for physical activities, where many educational objectives are achieved by means of big muscle activities involving games and sports, gymnastics, dance, exercise, and other physical activities. So it is the study, practice, and appreciation of the art and science of human movement. So, we always used to talk on this. That's why, as everyone's aware of it, we'll not discuss too much here. I just would like to proceed to the next. So in Berlin, the UNESCO World Sports Minister Conference also stated, physical education is the most effective means of providing all children and youth with the skills, attitude, values, knowledge, and understanding for lifelong participation in the society.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt
Yes.
you. Sir, your
Yes.
slides are not changing.
Okay.
Yes.
So I will try again. I will stop and share again.
Start sharing again and go to the next slide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now it's changed. It's perfectly
Is it
visible.
working?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So UNESCO World Sports Minister Conference held in Berlin 2013 also stated that physical education is the most effective means of providing all children and youth with the skills, attitude, values, knowledge, and understanding for lifelong participation in society. Earlier in 1978, the UNESCO Charter of Physical Education and Sports also stated every human being has a fundamental right of access to physical education and sports, which are essential for the full development of his personality. The freedom to develop physical, intellectual, and moral powers through physical education and sports must be guaranteed both within the educational system in other aspects of social life. And if we see the Fellow India, Government of India, this importance of sports and fitness is one's life is invaluable. Playing sports inculcates team spirit, develops strategic and analytical thinking, leadership skill, goal setting, and risk taking. A fit and healthy individual leads to an equally healthy society and strong nation. So, it's actually, I would like to put here the importance of sports and physical education towards the development of the individuals for healthy society and strong nations. I would like to highlight, and how actually we are in real sense we are executing or implementing all those concepts. If you see the Indian context, in somewhere the physical education sports is included in the school curriculum and somewhere it's not. Like it's like CBSE schools having the curriculum, but how far it is being implemented in real sense is, I think there is a doubt on that. That's why we are not achieving the what is the performance as it's supposed to be. And as we are talking about a healthy society, we are not actually gaining these objectives in real sense. So if you see the historical perspective of the physical educations, in like in 1866, California became the first state to pass a law requiring twice per day exercise periods in public schools. During the 1890s, traditional education was challenged by Dewey and his colleagues, whose educational reforms led to expansion of the 3 hours to include physical education. And in 1893, Thomas Wood stated that the great thought of physical education is not the educations of the physical nature, but the relations of physical training to complete educations, and then the effort to make the physical contributes its full share to the life of the individuals. It's a National Education Association also stated. During the early 20th century, several educational psychologists, including Dewey, Stanley G. Hall, and Edward Thorndike, supported the important role of children play in child ability to learn. So has the rich knowledge system, as they also mentioned in the NEP 2020. Since like each area, this is Mahabharata and Ramayana, including other foreign history of physical education, you can see the use of uh, physical education or physical exercise and sports in terms of preparations of the individuals for various purpose. And gradually it has been organized, and that's how the ancient Olympic also come up. And likewise, and the physical education sports is getting to this status. But in this context, how and where we are lacking behind, these are the major issues for especially in context to India. That's why this National Curriculum Framework 2005 stated that the health and physical education is made compulsory subject up to class 10 to provide a required theoretical and practical input in order to provide an integrated and holistic understanding of health, disease, and physical fitness among children at primary, secondary, and senior secondary levels. Moreover, in NEP 2020, also giving special attention to sports integrated learning for students to adopt fitness as a lifelong attitude as envisaged in the Fit India movement. It is aiming to inculcate the ancient traditional knowledge and heritage through local flavor. Now, these are all the curriculum framework uh, involved this or include the physical education as a major means of preparations of the children for their future or for the nation. But how far we are able to implement these things, as I mentioned, this is if you see our state like Assam, still there is no that kind of specific curriculum in practical which is being offered in the schools. Like it may be the lower primary level, it may be the middle schools or high school or higher secondary schools. Just in Assam, as a reference, I just highlighting it. Here we are appointing the physical instructor where there is no certain curriculums or certain workloads. What should workloads to be fulfilled by them or to be run executed by them in the schools. Moreover, there is no this one school curriculum timetable in the class timetable in the school That's why this physical educations in Assam is not uh, compulsory in context to that. Some are playing in their own interest, and courses are being there in the Department of Sports and Youth Welfare, where the number is very less. But voluntary, the senior players are doing their job, excellent job to promote and uplift the sports and physical education educations and preparing the childrens without like proper guidelines. Despite scientific evidence, modern curriculum continues to hinder physical education in favor of more time spent in the classroom, placing additional pressure on physical education educators and school departments to optimize the time allotted towards achieving crucial fitness goals. I just put these points because, as we discussed earlier points regarding the policies and the procedures and the history of physical education, how it's coming up. But then, if you see in the real sense in the schools, how many of us are just uh, having the taking the interest to use this physical education and sports for the all over betterment of the children as well as the society or human being. We are not we teach we are not compromising ourselves. Every subject having their own academic loads and they wanted to complete their load, but then uh, along with the other academic loads, this physical education sports activity is the most important uh, subjects where the students can or the individuals can become healthy and fit so that they can be contributed in their own field. But then also the authority or the departments are not giving the importance as is supposed to be to implement the or to utilize the timetables or the you can say the physical activities in the schools or academic institutions. So that's why I wanted to put one quote. This is intelligence and skills can only function at the peak of their capacity when the body is healthy and strong. So if we see this point, we need to inculcate, we need to implement physical education and sports. That is, we need to bring up this or develop this culture, physical education, sports culture in the institutions, so that the students can participate in this physical education sports classes or the activities compulsorily, so that they can be healthy and fit. Moreover, they need to be provided the health literacy as well as a physical literacy, so that they can understand what is the drawbacks and what are the benefits and how they has to proceed. And I'd like to proceed to the next. So here I'd like to give
Sir,
this few
sorry to
trends.
interrupt you.
Yes.
Sir, your slides are not changing it. So what will be
Again,
your suggestion?
again.
Yes, sir.
I don't
So
know
what
what's
we can
going
do
on.
is, sir,
So
we
you
can
can
share it
do
from our
share
side.
from your end.
Yes, sir.
Share from your end, sir.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Which slide number should we go to?
Yeah. Yeah.
So screen is visible.
Yeah. I'll check
Yes, sir.
because my screen is also not stopping right now. I'm trying for that. Yes. Yeah. Next, please.
Yes, sir.
Next. 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 Next.
Next.
Next. Next. Next. Next. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. This is changing trends in sports and physical education, right? So here another quote which which has been stated by the American wrestler, this Dan Gable. Uh, I'd like to discuss here. Gold medals are not really made of gold. They are made of sweat, determinations, and heart to find alloy called guts. it's clearly stated to be a gold medalist how we have to work and how the other stakeholders have to work. Like if you as you know that the sports medal is not a product of the individual players, it's a product of uh, teamwork, like from society to the government. So we have to take care of it. Next, please. Yeah. So another international footballer from America. This is very famous footballer Alex Morgan. Everybody may know her. Winning and losing is not everything. Sometimes the journey is just as important as the outcomes. That means to get something, we have to start first. If we are not starting, if we are not doing anything, then we can't expect anything. If we start, then we can get something. So in this process, we may lose or we may own. It's nothing. But we have to work for the for winning. We can see that in Indian context, if you see, there's a lot of medalists in young or youth levels. But if we see in the allied level, like in Olympic level, how many of students or how many of players are carry out throughout the years, and in they say comprehensively or gradually they achieve the targets. Most of the players which are talented players which has been identified in the like youth level, they used to be they drop out from their events. So that's why not consider as Sir Arsene Wenger's statement. If you see, if we build a confident and skilled players children, then only we can expect the outcomes in our allied levels. That's how we need to proceed actually. Next, please. Next, please. So here I'd like to discuss few kinds of sports as we are talking about changing trends in sports and physical education. I am bringing over here the kinds of sports. That means how many kinds of sports we normally used to have in our society. These are the if you see the recreational sports, it is the sports which are played through informal mechanism on an irregular or regular basis for fun and enjoyment. It may be in our like village, it may be some recreational workers who is conducting that kinds of sports. These are another sports. And actually in youth level, in children, that is in grassroots level, we must have the recreational sports, which is being eliminated actually day by day from our society due to various reasons. But then earlier, if you see in your like childhood or our childhood, there is a ample number of recreational sports which is being played in our villages or anywhere, from where actually the various sports talents has been identified, and they can become like a corner. They get the chance to uh, play, participate, and then they learn their various skills through that kind of recreational sports. But nowadays, this scope of these recreational sports are very limited. Another one is the MSS sports competitions. The sports which are played directly and regularly in formal competition governed by an official sports body, but not receive any external rewards other than the trophies and certificates. Like inter-district level tournaments or something like that, all those competitions may come under this category, and we can't deny this level of competitions. First of all, we have to be very amateur, and then only there will be the mass participation in sports. Otherwise, the number of sports participants will be less, and we will not get the sports talents. And next, please. And the non-professional sports competition, there are a few sports competitions which can be termed as a non-professional sport competitions. Like if you see the sports competition like Olympics are termed as the non-professional sports competitions, because they may not get the they not no need to do the contracts for their performance or for their participations. They got the only what is logistic expenses from the governments or from the organizations, but they will not get the like for as a salary or a remunerations. At the same time, the professional sport competitions, you can see nowadays IPL, the ISL or something like that. So many sports are there where they can they can earn money from the organizers by signing the certain contracts and all. And these categories of sports are most important, and these professional sports competitions are becoming more relevant and important because of commercialization in sports. Until and unless commercializations, we can't expect more we can expect the like the players and motivations for the sports persons. Earlier, if you see, uh, there may be so many people who is nearby you which didn't get who are not getting any establishment like jobs or something like that. After their playing career, they are like doing their own business or something like that. But nowadays, this is it has been changed. If you have been a player, you can opt after your sports career. You can opt so many what is that professions really which are related to actually sports. Uh, that's how this professional sports competitions are also helping. And moreover, these professional sports competitions are providing the sports person to prepare themselves for prestigious competitions which can be as a non-professional sports competition, though it's like Olympic and World Cup or something like that. Next, please. Now we would like to discuss certain factors who are affecting our sports participation and performance. Already told this recreational or traditional sports in the society. As we know, there's or and also I already discussed regarding the importance of recreational sports, and there are so many traditional sports which is being played in our society, and due to certain reasons, it has been eliminated day by day. And because of that, right now, to revive all those things, we are conducting the like traditional sports festival or something like that. Actually, all the day or every day it has been the festival for us in our childhood, but nowadays we are conducting specially to introduce this all those traditional sports to our children. And this is another this is also the factors of affecting our sports achievement or the sports performance, or it is the factors of our identification of the sports talents. Number two is the institutional sports, school level to university level competitions. From school inter-schools competition to the inter-university competitions and the combined inter-university competitions, how these are providing us the opportunities to become a sports professionalist, or how we can take the sports as a career. It has been along with our academic career. So we can't deny the importance and the necessity of the institutional sports, because only in institutions we can get n number of uh, persons, that is mass participation. If we want to bring, then we have to give the importance of institutional sports. But unfortunately, nowadays the institutional sports competitions also lost their glamours because of it, maybe because of like financial crisis or something else. I don't know actually what's the reason. We have to look on that, how why these institutional sports are gradually losing their glories. If we consider our age, there is a example to train or practice for not less than 1 month before, like school inter schools competitions, like district level schools sports competitions also. But nowadays the sudden notification used to come within 2 to 3 days. We need to prepare our teams and send that play teams to the that kind of competitions. Because of that, there is a probability or chances of dropouts of various sports talents. This is also one factor. And integration of physical education in academic curriculum, as I already mentioned, that across the country there is no equal implementation of the physical education curriculum in our education academic curriculum. So on the other hand, informal and unorganized sports competitions also there. We need to encourage these informal or unorganized sports competitions. But there is a certain issues used to come when this kind of sports competition used to be organized. Nowadays, the federations and the sports organizations are very, very, you can say, very rigid. They don't want to give that kind of person, why they are conducting these things, who are the official, they are doing there like that. They used to interpret or interfere in organizing that kind of sports competitions, rather than they're taking as a process of the what is that, society building. This is another issue. And sports infrastructure and instructional facilities, obviously it is the major issues regarding our sports participations nowadays. The equipments, the standard equipments, the attractive equipments is required, so that the students or the children can be attracted towards sports. And to meet the national standard or the international standard, we need to train them with that kind of equivalence level infrastructure or instructional facilities. But these things is not, that means the sports infrastructure and instructional facilities are not equally developed in our country as well as in our areas. And this is also another aspects. And sports organizations and the organizers, this is another issue. If you see, if you realize ourselves also, we will find that there is so many lapses and so many things which is being not followed by the sports organization as well as the organizers in terms of their fulfillment of objective. As you already stated, that Morgan also stated, the participation is main rather than winning. But somehow or sometimes we are not providing the opportunities to participation also. This is because of the our organization or organizers attitude, or not following the philosophy of the organizations, that means aims at objectives of the organizations. It may be also the another reason. Next please. And obviously society and family supports is required. Earlier it was not there, and now it is. Every parents used to take their children towards to the sports grounds and the sports field. They are searching for the academies, coaching center or something like that. But most of them are for their children's engagement. Hardly there will be few parents will be there who is concentrating for their for to that means, I mean to say, for preparation to prepare their children for the professional sports. Rather, but it is also good because we need fit and healthy society, so that we need to do this. So that's why to achieve the health and fitness, that means healthy children, if we need, then we have to encourage this participation in physical education and sports activities by the family as well as the society. That means this culture need to bring in our society that but unfortunately what's happening due to the urbanizations or something like that, so many issues may be there because of that, because of what these playgrounds or open space are not there nowadays. Even in the cities, there is a norms to construct this residential area with, which have, which need to have actually this kind of recreational areas. But unfortunately, how many of that kind of residential area having this recreational area for the betterment of children, that is health and fitness concern. So that's why it is most important. If society and family accept and support, then we can expect there are health and healthy and fit children as well as the fit nations. At the same time, we can see this another points. This is coaches, experts, or the trainers. That means we trainers, how we are doing our job. That is how we are fulfilling our responsibilities to train the children or to prepare our children. Do are we doing working to achieve this latest updates of on the physical education and sports sciences, so that we can train them in proper way and prepare them in proper way? This is also another aspects. You will find so many trainers, so many coaches, just they are doing as they has to do something like that. Nobody are bother, most of them are not bother about their updates. So as we are known to be as human engineer, we are dealing with our human beings, we need to be very careful. This is also another important. Another one is professionalization and commercialization in sports. Already discussed. I discussed these points in terms of like professional sports category. The commercialization is very important. The professionalization is important. It should not be remain as a amateurism, because to conduct, to organize, we need so many things, and until and unless it comes like fund, without fund we can't do anything. Without fund you can't organize, without fund you can't achieve. So that's why this professionalism and commercialization in sports is most important. This is also another trend, and the team building is another issue where we used to heard about so many cases regarding team selection. I don't want to discuss these things in details because it's like little bit controversial, but then we have to take care. That means we have to be very impartial in terms of building the team. That is, while we are selecting certain teams, we need to follow the principles, and the deserving students or children must get their chance to participate. That's what I mean to say here. And another one is that recognition and promotion. This recognition and promotion is the source of motivations for our children. Somebody win, somebody lost, but then we need to recognize them. Like there is a publicity is required for them, like the promotion for is required for them. That means few boys are going to play. Their names should be highlighted. They has to be introduced by like in the among others, so that they can be motivated. So ultimately we are establishing our recognition, so that this also with another what is the issues in terms of like sports and physical education performance is concerned. And government corporate support or sponsorship, obviously it's the most important, because until and unless there's a policies adopted by the government sectors, as well as the support from the corporate, like if you conduct the big tournaments or big events, always this fund is required. Like see, we are like I feel so many why cricket is evolving, developing too fast in rather in comparison to other sports in India, because there is a provisions of earning in cricket in comparison to other sports. There's at least in after every ball they can advertise for hardly 1 or 2 seconds also, but other sports there is no scope. This is also the other important issue of their uh, excellence. That means because of that they are getting more sponsorship than other sports, you can say. It is the uh, probability of this scope in the characteristics of the sports concern is the uh, one, what is that, reason for upliftment of the cricket or the development of cricket in our country. Next, please. So George Bernard Shaw says that we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. So everybody, you have to understand these things. We have to be productive till the end of our life, and to be productive, we have to be healthy. We have to be fit. That's why we can't stop playing along with our growing age. So here the few changing trends. Now you see the traditional to non-traditional and then becomes to traditional. I mean to say traditional approach has been eliminated and become non-traditional, and now it's going back to the traditional through NEP 2020. You can see the trends. How this NEP 2020 also talking about traditional Indian heritage and the knowledge system should be incorporated or inculcate to educate our children through games and sports. That's why this NEP 2020 also concentrating on health and physical educations. And then the recreational activities. This is another. Nowadays, if you see the recreational activities, the pattern of the recreational activities, how it has been changing day by day. The involvement, the equipments, and other things, how it has been changing day by day in our lives. So, workload of the people are drastically increasing. Because of that, we are not find any scope for ourselves to recreate. That's why we need to find within our busy schedule for ourselves. That's why this recreational activities is required. And then another one is that early specialization. Why I am putting this early specialization? Early specialization is the latest trends in our sports, because somebody is running the athletic coaching center, somebody running this like a football coaching center, somebody is doing, but they in this grassroots sports coaching centers, we can't identify the particular student for the particular sports, but then we are concentrating on it. That means if somebody is going to the football coaching center, we used to assume that he will be the footballer. That means we are specially giving training them to be a footballer. That's how this early specialization used to come. But then in grassroots level, we have to provide the opportunities to participate in maximum number of sports, so that the actual talents and their interest can be identified. This is another one, another trends. And then commercialization in sports, this is urbanization, modernization, availability, promotion, and accessibility. Urbanization is there. Because of that, we are losing our playing space. Modernization is there. That is society modernization. That's why we lose our daily physical activities. This is daily our culture, physical cultures. We lose ourselves. Like we are used now. If you can say, I mean to say that modernization concept, we are now only interested towards gym. Suppose all are going to gym, but how they are doing there, they are not bothered. But this is because of this commercialization, because gym setup is highly commercialized, so that all are attracted, but nobody is going to the playground. There's most of the people, especially young, they are not going to the playground to run, but they are going to the like gym to lift the weights. This is another one. And at the same time, the availability, that means the sports facilities and that kind of infrastructural facility, availability of these infrastructural facilities and their promotion, and how it can be accessed by the common people. If you see there's a membership so and so, there's no community recreational activity centers right now. Everywhere we need to have like membership, there's a certain fees or something like that. And this is the another trends in today, like commercialization in sports. And the women in sports and physical activities, here it is that nowadays, if you see the number of participations of women in sports and physical activities are also increasing. There's the latest equipments and the trends is coming up for this women sections, and because of that, also the women participation is increasing. Like say, what I mean to say, they are become more health conscious than before, like that. And the children and adults in sports and physical activities. Here, I like to discuss here this that children and adults in sports and physical activities. Not talking about what is specialized sports persons. Here is common. The pattern is changing. Social pattern is changing. Because of that, the students' involvement is changing. Now, this is a growing I mean to say this process to attract the students is very difficult. It is in the sense to children. That's why the scientific innovations producing so many innovative equipments to attract them, to commercialize them, so that they can be engaged. Right, like in today's context, nobody is using the earlier traditional approach to participate, and that's how this traditional non-traditional. I'm talking about that thing there in terms of children. Now it says earlier bicycle. If you see, and today's bicycle, you can see to involve the childrens. That kind of like development is coming. This is another trend. And the senior in sports and physical activities, like already said that growing is with the growing age, we need to cope up. And then now that's why this, master sports is coming. So all are concentrating on master sports so that they can be engaged. The special sports, this is another trends. Earlier, we never bother about the special children's. Nowadays, there is special quotas. There is special provisions for special children's, like physically disabled children, like special Olympic or Paralympic, you can say. because according to that, the equipments is also being invented so that they can be accommodated. And now you can see the results of these special persons in the field of sports and physical education also. Next, please. And the globalization in sports and physical activity is another trends. You can see the you can connect to everything sports, you can access, you can observe everything, like fans to the ownership, like I mean to say, we are here, but we are very interested towards like Manchester United or something like that. That means you can in global sports. This is another trends. And then technological innovations in sports and physical education. This is technological innovations in the sense like you can say this sensor system, that means to monitor, to observe, to identify. So many technological innovations are there in sports and physical educations. You can see the latest equipments in sports. And then the esports evolution. Esports evolution is now is a international sports events, like we are having inter-university sports events also in esports. And then artificial intelligence in sports and physical education is there. Artificial intelligence in the sense like uh, uh, how artificially we can this is, it can be installed, and how it can be tracked for the promotion or for the development of sports persons. And the fan engagement in the fan engagement is another things, like fan club, various fan club is there. Media and broadcasting. Earlier we are just waiting for the television and so nowadays everywhere you can see, you can watch in the later part also, no need to watch live like OTT. This is like Amazon's Prime, uh, Hotstar or something like that. So many medias are there nowadays, and the social media you can see live from everywhere. This is another trends. And sports training trends to maintain peak performance. Sports training trends is to maintain earlier we have like off season concept. Nowadays there is no off season, and still India having the off season concept in so many sports. And that's why uh, uh, we can't produce more number of that kind of international medalists or something like that. This concept is to be evolved, developed in every level. Now we are having only 1 month like ISL sessions in India, but you can see there more than 6 to 9 months season in like other countries, the professional leagues. These are the another. And the virtual training, you can see nowadays the YouTube videos and the fitness apps. There's so many fitness apps and YouTube videos. Uh, we are all observing and following, but how properly we are following this also most important. And then virtual and augmented reality in sports, like this uh, you can see you can say this in this virtual and augmented reality in sports, you can see the like a online purchase or productions of the various sports equipments and all, how they are taking place. uh, we can achieve, we can access everything from our locations only. Now that means, I mean, there's no need to go anywhere, we can access everything. This is this reality, this virtual reality must be there, and it is there, but it is necessary for us to just examine and identify which is actually suitable for us. This is important, and that's how there's nowadays the physical education sports participation is changing day by day, how it's becoming challenging. So that's much I want to talk. Next, please. So here I can. That's why I stated given this statement, which is stated by Plato, that you can discover more about a persons in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. Next, please. So be fit to play sports, don't play sports to be fit, but we are always following the next one. So fit बनना है तो खेलने के लिए चलते हैं ऐसा बोलते हैं, लेकिन हमको थोड़ा बहुत खेलने के लिए हमको पहले फिट बनना जरूरी होता है. Next please. And any age is the right age to exercise. That means I mean to say for growing age, that is older age, also there is scope to exercise. That's why I put this quote, or I discussed here this quote: any age is the right age to exercise. It's been quoted by someone. And what seems impossible today will one day become your warm up. That means if you start, then whatever the impossible things today while you are starting or before you start, it will become your warm up. That means this level, this today's level may be the benchmark for your warm up only. That means how far you can proceed, how much you can achieve, you can't say. That is, it just required your approach and needs your journey or your active your workout. That's what I wanted to discuss regarding the changing pattern or changing trends in physical education and sports. I don't know how much I am able to explain you all people. So anywhere if you wanted to interact in this regards, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving us such an insightful view towards the topic. Now, there was a question which popped up. So, the question is, what type of activity should be done by the people who are not privileged enough or who don't have time to play traditional sports? What kind of activities or sports should they play to keep themselves fit?
Sorry.
So, just the people who don't have time or privilege to play
Yeah.
traditional sports.
Yeah.
So what type of activity should they do so that they can keep themselves fit?
So here I mean to say traditional sports in the sense in our ancient times or earlier times, the activities we played actually at that time, and which has been eliminating day by day because of certain regions like urbanization. You can say this academic more load in on us. It may be the workplace, it may be like other things. That's why this quality time, quality leisure time, you can say. This is a concept of quality leisure time. That means you may have the little bit time with you where you can spend for your health and fitness. I mean to say you have to be very disciplined in your schedule. And if you have to be healthy, you have to be energetic, you have to be productive, then this self discipline is required. And that's why you need to find these times. And as mentioned, there is no time and there is no age to walk or to play. So but thing is that your approach is required. Somebody like there we have seen so many people used to come in our university. So we also when visit so many universities, we can see there somebody is just lying and somebody early in the morning coming from various places. Then also they are doing their own physical exercises or their activities anywhere. That means the time and space is not the what is the barrier, but the use of this time and space is the most important thing. So gradually accordingly we need to identify those kinds of activities where we can participate and we can exert ourselves.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving us such a beautiful answer. Now, I would like to give a brief introduction of our respected chairperson for today, Dr. Vasan Jende. Sir is currently working as the head of Department of Physical Education in Pratishthan Mahavidyalaya, Paitan, Aurangabad. Sir has completed his PhD in Physical Education in 2016 from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. Sir is also a recognized research guide in physical education from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad, and a postgraduate teacher in the physical education from the same. Sir has more than 15 research papers published under his name and has presented more than 10 research papers in various conferences and workshops. All of the same are in the domain of physical education. Sir has several special achievements, which include Sir was appointed as Assistant Editor of International Journal of Yoga, Physiotherapy and Physical Education of Gupta Publications. Sir was also appointed as Aurangabad District Sports Convener by the Board of Directors of Physical Education of Dr. Basa Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad, for the academic year of 2019 and 20. Sir has also participated in National Kabaddi Tournament held at IIT Kharagpur, Hyderabad, and New Delhi in the years 1992, 1993, and 1994, respectively. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Vasant Jende sir to add his concluding remarks for today's topic. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay.
Sir, if you could
to all.
please start your webcam too.
Yes, surely.
Thank you, sir.
Am I visible?
No, sir.
Is it okay if I am audible only? Because I think there is a problem with the system.
Okay, sir. Surely you can continue. No problem.
Okay, I think now I am able to do this. Okay. Okay. Now I guess I am audible and visible also to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening to all. It's my pride and honor to witness such a grand 1 week online National Fitness Awareness Program conducted on the eve of 75th Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I congratulate Dr. C.M. Rao sir, Principal and Convener, Mr. Sri Krishna More, Vice Principal, Dr. Aparna Kotapalle, Madam, IQSC Coordinator, Co-Convener, my dear friend, Dr. Sachin Deshmukh, Director of Sports, and entire organization team for organizing such a grand event. I thanks the organizing committee for giving me an opportunity to conclude today's session by giving my views and closing ceremony. An eminent personality has delivered a talk on the topic changing trends in sports and physical education in daily life. Monto has, during his talk, given the various quotations and definitions of physical education. Is any error system coming?
Yes, sir. Actually, your voice is cutting from between. So you can turn off your video. It would still work.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you can.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for the delay and problem. Okay. Sir has given the various definitions and quotations of physical education stated by various educationalists and scholars, thinkers, and psychologists. He has also given a brief about how the physical education and sports, the trend has been changed. He has given the examples of the UNESCO, how the UNESCO and other developed countries have made their policies and positive decisions and implementing the same in regard to the sports. Also, he has given the examples of how the India has been changed the trend from the pre-independence to post-independence. Now, in the according to the national education policy, the Ministry of sports has introduced Khelo India and other Fit India movement to uplift the sports in the country. Just like that, Khelo India has given the various mottos and definitions, aims and objectives stated by the government of India. Also, he has given the examples of how the sports curriculum is being introduced in the various schools and the problem of how to implementation, like such as the CBSE is implementing some of the sports curriculum, but up to what extent they are success, there is a question mark. Also, he has quoted that in 1986 the public schools has been permitted that 2 times sports activity or sports training to be concluded. He has given the references of in the state of Assam, how there the sports culture is developed. Also, he has given that starting is important. That means you have to at least start the sports. Further, he has also defined various kinds of sports such as recreational sports, amateur sports competition, non-professional competition, professional sports competition, and given the brief about the kinds of sports, he has also discussed about the various factors affecting sports participation and performance and find the remedies how to overcome all these problems, such as to inculcate the interest by using various competitions at the school level, college level, etc., by using the more and more infrastructures to the players, various facilities, and what is the role about the coaches, what about the professional sponsorships, what about he has discussed about the open areas issues, etc., and is also discuss about the changing trends in physical education. That is, now the trend has been changed. Now traditional to non-traditional sports have been introduced. Various recreational activities for the benefit of health is been going on. Early specialization, he has discussed about the early specialization, that the sports person need not to be specialized in the early stage. Let them develop by getting them into the maximum sports. Also, he has discussed about the commercialization, women's sports, Master Cup trophy for the senior sports, special sports, globalization in the sports, technological innovations, esports, artificial intelligence in sports, media and broadcasting, and many more. I think Dr. Monto has very literally talked about the changing trends in physical education and sports. I once again congratulate Dr. Monto for giving the very important talk on this, the changing trends. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for adding your precious concluding remarks. Now, I would like to express my gratitude to our principal, Dr. C.M. Rao, sir, Vice Principal, Mr. Sri Kishan More, sir, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Aparna Kotapalli, ma'am, and Coordinator, Dr. Sachin Deshmukh, sir, for entrusting me with the task for anchoring of today's session. I, on behalf of all the teachers and dignitaries, pass my warm thanks to all the audience for the significant presence in their function. I especially want to thank our resource person, respected Dr. Manto Byrosa, and chairperson, Dr. Vasant Jende, sir, for gracing us with their presence and providing us with the invaluable insight towards today's topic. I'm pretty sure the precious knowledge you gave us will definitely help us in our present as well as future. You really motivated us to gain more and more knowledge and explain us the true essence of sports and how it is emerging day by day. Once again, I would like to thank Dr. Michael Byrosa and Dr. Vasan Jende sir for taking out time from the busy schedule and enlightening us with their knowledge. We will wait for some more webinars like this for improving our knowledge and ourselves. Your motivating words and interest in this webinar meant a lot to all of the students and teachers. I would also like to thank our respected principal, Dr. C.M. Rao sir, for giving us the permission to organize this webinar. I would like to thank our teachers and our technical staff team consisting of Mr. Shubham Jaiswal sir for making all the arrangements. Also, thank you to all of the attendees for attending this webinar and paying attention. So the topic for Monday will be yoga and health benefits, and the resource person for that will be Dr. Ram Mishra sir from University of Patanjali and Dr. Madhav Singh Ingle sir as chairperson. Please join from the same link and same timings. Now I would like to take permission from Dr. C.M. Rao sir to end this today's session.
Thank you, Monto sir. Thank you all for a wonderful academic feast and making us to learn something on the particular aspects relating to sports. So age is not the criteria to start your work. So you encouraged me to do something from now onwards. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.